Mark here again. So this is on emotional yoga. So you tend to hear about mind, body, spirit, right? Like mind, body, spirit festivals. What's missing for me in that a little bit is heart. Yeah, it's the emotional domain. Why are emotions important? Well, emotions let us know we're alive. Emotions are also part of a motivational system. An emotion tells me, my boundary's been crossed, so therefore I'm angry, or to run away because I'm scared, or I'm happy, so do that again, or I'm sad, so I'm mourning the loss of something. Emotions tell us what we need to do and what matters to us, our values. So emotions point directly to what matters most to us, our values, and also point towards behaviors which may be useful. Now we may say, I want to run away, but I won't, but at least we're noticing that there's often good reason to be scared, like, people say no fear. I say, well, crossing the road with no fear is dangerous. I'm in a city right now with lots of big roads, and a little bit of fear of those cars is quite helpful, actually. Anger, you might say, it's bad to be angry. We're spiritual, we're yogis, we transcend anger. No. A little bit of anger sometimes when someone's transgressed the boundary can be super, super helpful. It can lead to change, positive change. So the emotional domain, I would like to make a case for integrating that into yoga. So not just body. If we look at the foundations of mindfulness, which is a kind of Buddhist model, a very fundamental to mindfulness and Buddhism model, there's the body element, but then there's also Vedana, which is feeling tone, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, or neither unpleasant or neutral. This is another aspect we can be aware of in a yoga practice. I'll do another video where I actually show practically how emotions show up in the body. The key thing here, though, is emotions are bodily, so they're bodily actions, yeah? So if we're focusing body, we're also focusing on emotions. We're developing emotional intelligence. But there's also this subjective aspect. So there's like, I'm forwards, I'm angry, but there's also, I'm tense. But there's also the feeling, the being with emotions. And I think that's an easy layer to slide into a yoga class, rather than just trying to transcend, to get out of that into something else. This is life, this is where the juiciness is, this is where our humanity is. So looking at the emotional domain as part of who we are, and this is a sheath, if you will, in yoga language. So I'm speaking Russian, koshka, it's not koshka, that's cat in Russian. Kosher, that's it, that's the yoga word. My Russian and Sanskrit are mixing together, they're both Indo-European languages. So the kosher, the sheath of the sort of emotional domain, that's very random, isn't it? The emotional domain is part of who we are, and it's not to be caught in that, but certainly to be aware of it. And I think that's too often ignored in a yoga class. So I'll do another video on specific practices and the body of that. But for now, just to say, you can bring awareness to that. We can work with that. It's in every posture, whatever posture you're doing, it's in there. And to not deny the emotional domain as part of human life on the mat any more than off it. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, you can subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. More importantly, however, get the newsletter. So the newsletter you do, is that right? In the box here? Okay. So why you would want the newsletter? So you hear about the best videos, so you actually ask me questions, you can reply to the newsletter, I'll reply. You can hear about events, teacher trainings, other things that are happening, and stay in touch more reliably. So newsletter there.